Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all to the Commencement 2026 of the Institute. The Commencement is about to start. The academic procession is now entering the hall. You are requested to stand and remain standing till all the members of procession are seated.
declare Commencement 2026 open.
I am very happy to welcome you all for this Commencement 2026. I am very happy that we are joined by Dr. Samir Kamath, along with, of course, our chairperson of the Board of Governors, Dr. K. Radhakrishnan, and members of Board of Governors, members of Senate, parents, distinguished guests, colleagues, and graduating students. I will like to briefly introduce Dr. Kamath first and Dr. Radhakrishnan. Dr. Samir Kamath is currently the Secretary of the Department of Defense of R&D, as well as Chairman of Defense Research and Development Organization, DRDO. He is basically a BTech from IIT Kharagpur in Metallurgical Engineering in 1985 and PhD in Material Science and Engineering from the Ohio State University, USA in 1988, and he joined DRDO in 1989. He has been very instrumental in developing various materials for DRDO defense applications. For example, high-strength steel for naval ships, high-temperature titanium alloys, nickel-based superalloy-based components, tungsten heavy alloys, fused silica radums for missile seekers, and many other things. He is a fellow of the Indian National Academy of Engineering, INAE. He is also fellow of Indian National Science Academy, INSA, and Institute of Engineers of India, IEI. So I welcome him, and I'm happy that he has accepted to be the chief guest. And it is also very relevant that we also last year started a Center for Defense Technology Innovations and Strategies at IIT Bombay. And we already have DRDO Industry Academia Center of Excellence at IIT Bombay. So in this case, it's very important that he joins us today. I'll also like to introduce Dr. Radhakrishnan, who is a Padma Bhushan awardee of 2014. He is PhD from Kharagpur IIT and MBA from IIM Bangalore. He joined ISRO in 1971, and he was instrumental in our Mangalyaan project. And I'm very happy that we have him as our chairman of board. A few facts about IIT Bombay. Of course, you are all, as a student, have been here, but we don't see IIT Bombay as in certain numbers and how it has changed, and especially the parents. I'm not going to go in boosting IIT Bombay, that you can look at the website and other thing. But IIT Bombay is about 12,500 students on campus, accommodated, and 100%, almost 100% accommodated students. We have 766 faculty, and in 17 different departments. In all, we have 33 academic centers, including 17 departments and 16 interdisciplinary centers, academic centers. Plus, in addition, we have about 50 interdisciplinary research centers along with service centers. So we have about 82 in all centers, which are functioning academic entities, I will say. And 766 faculty are from all these different departments and centers, along with 122 women faculty, and we feel proud that we have highest number of women faculty in any IIT. We have 72,500 odd alumni, and of course, this year's number will get added to that. We are a 68 years old organization, so very young organization. and we are 42nd in engineering and technology domain in QS ranking. Of course, we normally look at the overall university ranking, which is 129, but we are not that wide and having a breadth because we only concentrate on engineering, technology, management, biotechnology, and other things. So in that domain, we are 42nd globally. So I think this is very important for us that we take India ahead. We feel that we as a leading institute of India has a responsibility to lead India. And there are many aspects. We also develop strategy in this aspect, but I will start with some brief about what are the different activities that we are doing at IIT Bombay. And one of the major thing is we have recently concentrated at tech startups, which is a very important thing, development in India in general. IIT Bombay has about 25 years culture of startups, which is very attractive for many students. About 2 to 3% of our students go into startup, but 10% of our faculty go into startup. In fact, the first startup that was from our incubation center about 25 years back was from our faculty, Zeus Numericals. And then we have about 300 successful startups in the market. Plus, we have mentored about 1,000 startups. They are all tech startup, and not surprising that we have now coordinated deep tech startup accelerator called Bharat Innovates 2026. In this, we have nurtured about 137 deep tech startups, starting from about 3,000 entries, 1,200 complete entries, screened out at different level meticulously, and taking out very good, high quality 137 startups, and about 100 of them will now go to France in June at Nice, 14 to 16 June. So we are working on this technology startup accelerator globally at the instance of the Prime Minister's office, and Prime Minister's office through Ministry of Education has chosen IIT Bombay as the seat of it. Not surprising because we have a complete range of the startup ecosystem. We have DA School of Entrepreneurship, Desai Sethi School of Entrepreneurship, where about 400 to 600 students take courses in entrepreneurship. We have an organization called TRIST. I'll come to that more. TRIST is a translation research yielding solutions for tomorrow. It's a Section 8 company which can help the ideas to translate into product. Then we have SIGN, Society of Innovation and Entrepreneurship, which actually takes the products to commercialization. So it's an incubation. And then we have Venture Capital Fund, VC fund, which is helping to scale up our startups. So the complete ecosystem is available in IIT Bombay and very active and live, vibrating ecosystem. We are now also working with other institutes to working in a co-incubation mode. And not surprising that Bharat Innovates is coordinated by IIT Bombay for taking India to the European platform and showing deep tech startup culture of India on a global platform. We also feel a responsibility towards various aspects of education and research in India. Based on it, we have worked on a strategy in the complete year of 2025, starting from November 24 to December 25. We have worked, involved departments, involved all the deans, heads, we have involved students, faculty, we have involved staff and alumni, and come up with a strategy which has three major points and which focus on doing things differently. We believe that IIT Bombay, the next step, if we are responsible to take India ahead in technology domain, the next step is to do it differently and not just grow larger and larger. And how do we do it? We have identified three main domains. One is transformation of teaching. If you look at the attendance data all over India in the classrooms or any student activities, well, including here, the absenteeism is a main problem because students are not involved in the process of teaching. Teaching becomes one way, talking becomes teaching. Instead, can we make it learning-centric, student-centric? So we are doing this transformation by exciting faculty in transformation from teaching to learning, as well as transformation of assessment. It's not an exam, but it's a capacity understanding. Can we change the transformation? So this effort started about 1.5 years back, and I'm proud to tell that in the first semester, not the one before, but the July to December semester 2024-25, we had 61 courses rolled out in learning-centric mode. And this last semester, we have 80 courses rolled out in learning-centric mode, where students are involved in various activities in classroom. Their feedback is valuable. Various types of quizzes are designed for them to understand various aspects of the subject, as well as teamwork, working together. Exposure to society, exposure to market are also part of this process. We have about 150 faculty now infected with this bug of a transformation from teaching to learning. The next is we are also trying to do research differently. Typically, research is about know-how to do things. But many times after knowing, we just stop and don't do it. So we are trying to go to do how, in the sense that we are trying to identify 10, 15 areas of research, identify various aspects of that technology. How do we transform into market, not only just engineering part of it, but also research on various aspects. For example, batteries. Can we have alternative to lithium batteries? Can we have sodium batteries, other batteries? If that is the thing, what is the chemistry of it? What are the other issues? How is the packaging done? Can we do research on packaging? How do we recycle the waste? The research on all these things is a one important thing. We are calling it breakthrough research approach. And about different areas are being identified in it, and a strategic integrated approach towards research is being developed. It's a cultural change in doing research, where typically India is not in forefront in this kind of experiments. So we have already been there last 2-3 years. We are now organizationally, systematically trying to do it. The third aspect is translation of research. Our research to be relevant for society is a one challenge. Can we do research relevant for industry? Can we do research relevant for society, NGOs, government policy making? For that, one thing required for industry is our research to be translated to products. So as I mentioned, TRIST is an organization which will provide engineering support to researchers to translate their research into product. But not only that, vendor development, database for various consultants, safety consultant, other consultants. So this is an organization which can provide it along with the connectivity to market. So TRIST is one organization which will help in translation of research, along with, we already have research park, where industry have their own seat. You can do internship internally going just across the pipelines. Also, we have SIGN, as I mentioned. We have organization called Center for Sophisticated Instrumentation and Facilities. About 120 top-notch instruments are under this center, and they are maintained, monetized. People are trained on those instruments so that industry can use it, our researchers can use it. So this is a domain in which research to be made relevant and research to be taken ahead to the breakthrough level so that India can lead. At present, out of 74 technology, India is within 5 in 25 domains, but none as a first. So we are trying to work so that India can go first in certain domains at least. We are concentrating on three major areas: AI, sustainability, and biomedical engineering, biomedical technologies, and science. AI, there are three-pronged approach. One is we are working on sovereign Bharat Gen, which is basically based on our 22 language Panini's grammar structure. We have 10,000 manuscripts digitalized so that we can train AI on Indian literature, all languages. We have this AI Bharat Gen for voice, text, and image, so that even the 780 dialects, which has just voice-based, can be handled. Other than that, in AI, we are working on AI plus X. Each domain, we need to work on application of AI. And the third aspect of AI is AI for manufacturing, physical AI as they call it. So we are starting a center with Columbia University on AI for manufacturing, which is a different challenge altogether. The other area is sustainability. We are working on clean tech. We are working on policy on energy. We are working on sustainable campus. So it's a different kind of ball game as far as sustainability concerned, because it is to be practiced. And that habit of practice is very important. Change our habits is the challenge. The third aspect is biomed technology. So we have now started medical technology research and innovation center, so that we can have clinicians on board and work with doctors, develop different engineering devices for medical applications where India typically lacks. Other than that, we are working on semiconductor, we are working on fintech. Many of you may go into the financial market area, quantum sensing, quantum computing, as well as we have a Pushpak project on drones center, as well as Maharashtra government has supported it. In all, we have about 700 crores of research and development budget from government and other agencies. We also have an international exposure. We have about MOU with 200 different universities all over the world. But we also have co-tutel PhD with Tohoku, Monash for last 20 years, and now Ohio University. We also have master's co-tutel agreement with Tohoku University, Ohio, and WashU. We also have EMBA, Executive MBA with WashU. We also have now bachelor's MOU with UIUC, so we can do 2 years here, 2 years in UIUC, Granger College of Engineering. And we are also working with SUNY OW for master's, BTech, and PhD level collaboration, and our research center on US soil. We have many other international relations, and for example, France and Russia are major partners in various domains. We have in all 264 patents, 3,481 publications last year. Our H index is 296, and that is one of the highest in any engineering college. And none of our universities have anything more than 300. So we are at the top level. To do this, we have a lot of infrastructure development. As you know, this year we occupied Hostel 19 and Hostel 4. New activity, student activity center, as well as Desai Sethi School of Entrepreneurship building are now almost being occupied slowly. We are now Aero Department building ready, in which this DRDO Industry Academia Center of Excellence will be also shifted. So we also have new projects already started. Efficiency apartment for married PhD scholars, transit, 2 BHK transit for faculty. We have 3 new academic buildings going on. We also have projects for staff, residential towers for faculty and staff. New hostel 6 and 9 are now will be 1,000-seater new hostels. We have academic and research blocks coming. Many other things, we need not say everything list here, but you can look at the website. All these efforts are supported by our Ministry of Education HEFA loan, but also our alumni, which you are going to be. And I'm sure you will also help in rebuilding your hostel sometime in the future. So generous contribution from a large number of alumni based in US and everywhere, Europe, Australia, Japan, our alumni are everywhere. And this is our strength. Our alumni have supported our infrastructure. For example, the Evergreen complex of Hostel 7, 8, and 21 was completely supported by alumni, conceptualized, designed, construction managed, sponsored, and finally handed over to institute. It's a unique project anywhere in India where alumni have done the complete work in such a large, almost 160 crore project. We are very grateful to alumni to support our scholarships and faculty supports for their research and other encouragements. We are very good in scholarship. We are also now concentrating on girls' scholarship through Wings and Lumina are the two major projects for girls' scholarship that we have now rolled out. And again, this year, we do not want any girl who seeks any support to be denied for financial support. And they are all welcome to ask all support, financial support to us. We are also, beyond alumni, grateful to Industry of India, Alchem Foundation, Emphasis F1 Foundation, HRTI Private Limited, Honeywell Hometown Solutions, Grow Invest Technology, Bank of America, Optiver India Securities Private Limited, and many others who have supported us to start various activities. So even beyond alumni, so we have this mechanism of encouraging industry and engage with industry, which is, I think, as a process is very important. IIT Bombay is a different thing and we want to do something differently. IIT Bombay, I will say, is a melting pot of many ideas, many people. They stay together, work together, experience each other's expertise together, and it develops, as you have experienced in their hostel life of 4 years, 2 years, whatever it is, or maybe 5 years as PhD. We feel the fraternity. The friend may not always praise you, but he will criticize you, but keep you on track. So all kinds of friends are good. This fraternity, which we developed in hostel, is one of the major strengths and which gives us confidence. And in the academics, we are trained to go to basics. These are the three major characteristics that IIT Bombay alumni, our students have it. And I'm sure you will also appreciate the value addition. But I'll also say that the hostel living, going together, working together, develops a lot of soft skills, the sensitivity to others, the social skills, feel of fraternity, as I had mentioned, and of course, more honesty, because in academic life, honesty is very important. The experiment, honestly done experiment, not expecting anything, but reporting exactly as what is. This honesty is very important, which will take you ahead in your life. As they say, hard skill will get you hired, but the soft skill, the lack of soft skill may get you fired. So these soft skills are very important in your life. So all the best for your life. Live life which is full, balanced. Be a true IITian. Be a true Indian. And be connected to us. IIT Bombay is everywhere over the world. You will go out of IIT, but IIT Bombay will not leave you. It won't go out of you. And that support is available everywhere. All the best. Thank you. I now request Honorable Chairman to deliver his address.
Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Samir Kamath, esteemed members of the Board of Governors, my Honorable Director, Professor Shirish Kedare, Deputy Directors, Professor Ravindra Gudi and Professor Milind Atre, erudite deans, heads, senators, faculty members, the resourceful registrar and his colleagues and all the non-academic staff members, all prospective graduates who are present here and in the other halls, and their proud parents, Mrs. Samir Kamath, and all the other distinguished guests, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen. I am proudly privileged to be here today in front of you to greet you all, to congratulate you all, and to wish you the very best for success in all your future endeavors and to have a meaningful life. First, let me compliment the Director IIT and all his colleagues and all you friends here to make this into a preferred destination for students of India for higher technical education. Sustaining that is a challenge. I think that will be done by our colleagues here. There is also a strive to make this into an international destination for higher education. A few of those initiatives were just mentioned. And I'm sure in the coming years, IIT Bombay is going to take that place of prominence. In the beginning, he talked about a collective initiative, collective pursuit for global leadership in science, engineering, technology, innovation, entrepreneurship, and also with the word society. Because what we are doing with all these tools is finally for the humanity. And in this country, we know that we are looking at an Atmanirbhar Bharat, self-reliant India. And one of the major foundations for that is technology. Still, there is a lot of dependence on technology, even in the core sectors. So one of the agenda in front of all of us is how do we overcome this dependence and at least have the adequate technology for these core strategic sectors. He also mentioned that we are not number one, even any area. Can we select a few areas and then try to become world leaders? Instead of having the knee-jerk reactions when things happen abroad, can we not give that kind of disruptive innovation and technology? So this is something that we need to worry about. And in this process, IIT Bombay has a major role to play to be the treasure of technology for the nation. And this is a very major challenge, and I'm sure we will be able to do that. It is in this context we look forward to the words of wisdom of our chief guest. He is one person, an eminent metallurgist, has put his hands in some of the critical systems used in defense applications, and they are being used there today. Besides, he is an inimitable professional colleague, what we call as the icon or the role model for the engineers and scientists to follow. So we look forward to his insights into this pursuit and also how you could shape your career to be part of that process. Let me also wish you, the prospective graduates, all the best so that by August, you will be leaving the portals of this institute armed up with the degree, which is an outcome of the support that your parents gave you all through and the incredible guidance given by your teachers. Gratitude to them and giving back to your alma mater is your responsibility. It's your duty. So he talked about a brand IIT. You are going out with that brand, but this brand will not stay unless you participate in the process of improving that. So that is a major responsibility that you are going to shoulder in the coming years. And at this moment, I have only one message to you. Our nation wants you. In the process that I just mentioned, you choose your career, you build your career. In that process, you also build the future of our nation. I come from Bangalore. Certainly, I would welcome you. I would be happy to see you in Bangalore doing well. But I would be happier if your brains are used to generate intellectual property for India. And there are several avenues available. And I found a few successful entrepreneurs from this institute while I interacted with some of them in Bangalore and Bombay in the recent past. They are global figures now. Try to become. But keep this in mind. We have a duty to build the future of India or the future India. The last point, in the last 55 years of my professional life, starting from 1971, what I learned are three words: knowing, doing, and be. We have to know about the domain that we are engaged in, widening the domain, getting deeper into it. That is one of the challenges. And we have to update ourselves. We had one kind of challenge with us. But in the current situation, you are going to face a different kind of challenge. The rapidity of the technology advancement and the pervasiveness are going to be staring in front of you. What we say the half-life of the skills are getting into months at the moment. So if you don't update yourself continually, it's going to be difficult for you to stay. We have to translate our knowledge into action, which requires resources, which requires people. We had one kind of challenge in our professional life, but you are going to have a different type of problem with the new generation, the future workplace that you are going to see. And you have to adapt to that situation. And finally, being what you are, the character, the conscience, the courage, the conviction, the integrity, all these are extremely important as you grow higher and higher. And this is what the director also mentioned to you at the end of his talk. Being what you are. So my message to you is, knowing is important, doing is important, they are going to be more challenging, and your inner strength to face the adversities will make you different from others. So continue and let your long odyssey commence now. God bless you. I now invite Dr. Samir Kamath deliver his address.
Honorable Chairperson, Board of Governors, IIT Bombay, Dr. K. Radhakrishnan, respected Director, IIT Bombay, Professor Shirish Kedare, Deputy Directors, Deans, faculty members, members of Board of Governors and Senate, dignitaries on the dais and in the audience, graduating students, their parents, ladies and gentlemen. A very good morning to all of you. It's indeed an honor and a privilege to address all of you on this momentous occasion of Commencement 2026 of IIT Bombay. I'm indeed very thankful to the Director, Professor Kedare, for inviting me and giving me this unique opportunity to address all of you. Dear young graduates, at the outset, let me congratulate you on your upcoming graduation. Today marks an important day in your lives and a significant milestone in your career journey. As you look back at your stay in the institute, you will remember the moments you rejoiced in, the numerous challenges you encountered and overcame, and how each of these experiences have made you more resilient. It is a moment of great pride for you as much as it is for your teachers, parents, and those who played a part in shaping your life so far. You have worked incredibly hard to get to this point, and you richly deserve all the accolades. You are among the fortunate few who have the privilege of graduating from one of the eminent technological institutes in the country. IIT Bombay has been one of the most successful IITs and has made a name for itself, not only in the country, but in the world. DRDO and IIT Bombay have a long history of working together, and I'm quite sanguine that this relationship will continue to grow stronger and play a key role in making India Atmanirbhar and also a leader in defense technologies. Dear friends, the knowledge, skills, and values that you have acquired at IIT Bombay will stand you in good stead throughout your career. However, please note that your education does not conclude today. It merely enters a new phase. Learning is a lifelong process. Perhaps many of you already know what you want to do next and have your life all planned out. But it is also likely that there are many others who are at a crossroads, unsure of what to do next. Standing at this threshold of a new life, a life outside the protective umbrella of the IITs and home, a life full of unknown and unforeseen challenges. About 41 years back, I was in the same state as you. I graduated from IIT Kharagpur in 1985. When I was leaving IIT Kharagpur, I was not sure what I wanted to do or what I wanted to be. Life in the 1980s was quite different from the life today. There were not many opportunities available in India at that point. The kind of opportunities which are open to you today, I would say, are at least 100 times more than what was available to a student graduating then. I opted to go abroad to study and do my PhD. And this was not because I was sure I wanted to do my PhD. This was because most of my friends were going abroad to do their higher studies. So I felt that I should not miss out. So as you guys call it, the fear of missing out, FOMO, though we didn't have that word then, because of FOMO, I went and joined my PhD at the Ohio State University. Luckily, I was a bright student, so they gave me a fellowship, and I was not a burden on my parents to sponsor my foreign education. However, when I was doing my PhD, I realized that R&D was a career that I wanted to pursue. After completing my PhD, I decided that I wanted to come back to India. And this was aided by chance because one of the scientists, Dr. Sundarajan, who was a scientist in Defense Metallurgical Research Laboratory in Hyderabad, which is part of DRDO, was visiting the Ohio State University for some seminar or a conference. He also happened to be an alumnus of Ohio State University. And during his visit, we had a chat, and he told me the kind of work that he's doing at Hyderabad. And after listening to him, I was convinced that joining DMRL or Defense Metallurgical Research Laboratory would also be a very good option for me. In hindsight, I can say that it was the right decision. I had my doubts initially, but as I settled down, I have really enjoyed my career in DRDO. The organization has given me opportunities to pursue applied research, develop technologies which were relevant to our services, and also see that the systems that you work on get utilized. That gives you a rare sense of satisfaction which you get when you see that what you have made is actually being used. The organization also gave me an opportunity to head a laboratory and eventually head the organization itself. What my journey has taught me that if you have to succeed in life, you have to be flexible and adaptive. you have to be willing to collaborate. You can achieve very little individually, but if you work in a team, you can achieve much more than the collection of the individual efforts of each member of the team. It has also taught me to be ready to take risks, of course, calculated risks. To constantly learn and update your skills. I think this was also mentioned by your director. You need to continuously update your skills. You can't rest on what you have learned in your BTech education or MTech education. But the most important lesson that I have learned in my journey that you have to be resilient and persevere. You will go through failures, but you can't give up. So let me use this opportunity to talk about DRDO. DRDO is the R&D organization under the Ministry of Defense. It has grown multifold since its foundation in 1958. And today we have 36 laboratories, 5 young scientist laboratories, and about 20,000 employees working in various areas of defense R&D. Our vision is to empower the nation with cutting-edge defense technologies, and our mission is to achieve self-reliance in critical defense technologies and systems while equipping our services with the state-of-the-art systems. As an organization, we have done well. We have several achievements. A lot of our systems are already inducted into our service. To name a few, the Agni missile system, which provides strategic deterrence to our country. The Akash missile system, which was used extensively during the Operation Sindoor. We have also the AEWNC, that's the Airborne Early Warning and Control Aircraft, which is the eye in the sky as well as the command and control center in the sky, which again played a very key role during Operation Sindoor. We have inducted several sensors such as radars and sonars, which play a key role in our air defense as well as our anti-submarine warfare. Our recent successes include Mission Shakti, where we demonstrated the ability to destroy a satellite using a missile. We have also demonstrated a capability to deliver a torpedo 400 kilometers away using a supersonic missile. Normally, the range of torpedoes is about 40 to 50 kilometers. But by using a missile to deliver a torpedo, once you detect a submarine far away, we have demonstrated the capability to destroy a submarine 300 kilometers or 400 kilometers away. The systems that we have developed have given a significant jump to India's military might, generating effective deterrence and providing critical leverage. We are now embarking on several new programs, such as the 5th generation Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft, which is a stealth aircraft. We are working on hypersonic cruise missiles, hypersonic glide missiles. We are working on an air-independent propulsion system for our conventional submarines. We are working on autonomous underwater vehicles, autonomous mail and hail UAVs. We are working on directed energy weapons based on lasers and microwaves. We are working on a variety of advanced armored platforms, light tanks, as well as future infantry combat vehicles. Let me tell you that development of these complex systems and technologies involves a multi-year journey, which involves collaborations of teams working in different domains, all coming together to realize a common vision. I would like to highlight a few stories about these systems, and I'm sure you can also learn some of the lessons from these journeys. So let me first start with the IGMDP program, that is the Integrated Guided Missile Development Program, which was started in 1983 by our former Honorable President, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam used to work in ISRO, where the Chairman Board of Governors also worked for a very long period. He came to DRDO in 1982. And in 1983, he proposed a very ambitious program which involved development of 5 missile systems together. Please remember, at that point, the technological maturity in the country was very low. We had worked on indigenizing a Russian missile known as Devil. But other than that, there was no real experience of developing any missile system. But he was courageous enough to start a program to develop 5 missile systems together. And these 5 missile systems was the Agni missile system, which was a long-range ballistic missile, the Prithvi missile system, which was a short-range ballistic missile, the Akash missile system, which was a small-range short-range surface-to-air missile system, the Nag missile system, which was a fire-and-forget anti-tank guided missile, and the Trishul missile system, which was, I would say, a quick reaction surface-to-air missile system to handle sea-skimming targets. So you have to give him credit that in a nation where the technology maturity was less, he took up a program. And initially, when the program was taken up, it was a 10-year program to deliver all these missiles to the country. And he went through this program very systematically. He built a network first. He didn't rely on only DRDO laboratories to develop and deliver these 5 missile systems. He built a network of academia, small industries, medium industries, and large industries who were brought together to deliver these 5 missile systems. There was no concept of startups then. But today, some of the medium and large industries which work in defense all started as small companies then, and which came together with DRDO to build these missile systems. Today, IGMDP is a very celebrated program, but let me tell you, this program went through a lot of struggles. The Agni missile and the Prithvi missile were delivered within timelines, 5 to 6 years. But the other 3 missile systems had a lot of technological challenges, and the team had to really struggle to deliver these missiles. Eventually, Akash and Nag also got inducted, and as I mentioned earlier, Akash has been a very successful missile which was used extensively during Operation Sindoor. Agni and Prithvi are only missiles which are used for deterrence. So they have not been used in an actual war, but they provide the country the deterrence which allows us to grow economically. And because of these missiles, we have not faced a large-scale war against us. The Trishul missile system, which was actually the most complicated missile, the program was short-closed. We could not deliver the missile and during the duration of the program. But let me tell you, the lessons that we learned in the development of Trishul was used to deliver subsequent missiles for the same purpose. in a very short time frame. So the lessons learned from this IGMDP not only resulted in successful development of several missiles later, which were not part of the program, but today I can proudly say that as a nation, we are self-sufficient, and today we can deliver any missiles which our services need. And I can say that our missiles are one of the best missiles in the world. The moral of the story which I just narrated is that you should stay your course, especially when you have opted for a challenging goal. The end result will be much greater than what you think you can achieve. The second story which I will narrate is about air-independent propulsion for our conventional submarines. And I'm glad to say that Dr. Suman Roy Chaudhary, who's the brain behind the program and also the director of the laboratory which took up this program, is here today. I think he deserves a big hand. So AIP, so let me start by narrating the story from the start. So NMRL is actually a materials laboratory in DRDO, and they were working on making phosphoric acid fuel cells. And they had developed a small fuel cell, 500 watt, maybe in the 90s or early 2000s. And that was done more as a capability development to show that at that point fuel cells were getting a lot of interest globally, and this being an R&D laboratory had developed a 500 watt phosphoric acid fuel cell. It so happened that a vice admiral from Navy was visiting the laboratory for a steering committee meeting, and he saw the fuel cell and jokingly said that whether this fuel cell can power a submarine. Now you can imagine that a submarine which mainly operates on batteries needs at least 200 kilowatts of power. So you can see a 500 watt prototype which the admiral saw and challenged the lab whether it can be converted to a full-fledged 200 kilowatt air-independent propulsion system which can work in a submarine environment. See, most laboratories of the scale which NMRL was would have said it was not possible. But you should really feel proud of them that they took up this challenge. It was not an easy task to do, but they went through a process where they first proved a 200 plus kilowatt system on land. They made a land-based prototype, subjected it to all the various tests and conditions which that prototype would experience in a submarine. And today I can proudly say that the fully marinized version is getting ready in Hazira. L&T is our industrial partner which is making this AIP, and it will be delivered to Mazgaon docks in Mumbai. And when our Scorpene submarine, that is the second of our 6 Scorpene submarines, comes for its refit, the submarine will be cut open and this air-independent propulsion plug will be joined in the cut portion of the submarine. And then the submarine will have a capability to stay submerged. A normal battery-operated submarine has to surface every 2-3 days to recharge its batteries using a diesel generator. But because of the capability built by this laboratory, the submarine can now stay submerged for a very much longer time. I am not at liberty to give you the exact number of days, but it has enhanced the capability of our Navy significantly. Because when the submarine has to surface to recharge its batteries, it is subject to detection from the air. So now it can remain submerged and recharge its batteries using this AIP technology. Again, the moral of the story here is be bold. If you get an opportunity, seize it. It is going to be a challenging journey, but it will be a rewarding journey. You can take lessons from this in your career too. I will also narrate a third story. This is from the laboratory which I worked in, and I was part of this program, so I thought I should also include this. You have all heard of rare earth permanent magnets and the kind of dependence that we have, or the world has, on China. Now, these rare earth permanent magnets are of two types: samarium cobalt magnets and neodymium iron boron magnets. The neodymium iron boron magnets are mostly used for civilian applications like the wind turbines, your EVs. But in the military and strategic domain, the samarium cobalt magnets are more important because they have a higher Curie temperature, so they can operate at much higher temperatures than what the neodymium iron boron magnets can operate. So all the three strategic departments of the government, ISRO, DRDO, and the atomic energy, need these permanent magnets. So this laboratory which I worked for, DMRL, we had made these samarium cobalt magnets using imported samarium because rare earths were not available in the country. And in the 90s, rare earths were easily available globally. China was just building up its capabilities in extracting rare earths. And rare earths, there was no shortage of rare earths. So we had developed this technology for making samarium cobalt magnets. And we had delivered these magnets to our various sister organizations. However, in 2009, China suddenly decided that all exports of rare earths will be curtailed. So what you are seeing today was also attempted by China in 2009. So 40% cut in exports was declared by the Chinese government, and that resulted in a massive shortage of samarium, and it affected a lot of our programs because these magnets which were required could not be made. So this was a challenge which was faced by all the strategic departments. And all the three, ISRO was not involved, but atomic energy, that is BARC, and IREL, that is IREL is a company under Department of Atomic Energy, and DMRL, which was a laboratory under DRDO, we came together and formed a task team to address this need. BARC had the expertise to convert the beach sands of Kerala and Orissa, which contain a lot of rare earths, but which India was not exploiting. So IREL and BARC were tasked with developing the technology for extracting monazite, which is a mineral found in the beach sands of Kerala and Orissa. From monazite, you had to separate out individual rare earth oxides, which was again tasked to IREL. And from rare earth oxides, you had to use, there are various technologies of converting a rare earth oxide into rare earth metal. I will not get into the details, but BARC was tasked to convert the rare earth oxide into samarium metal. And then the laboratory which I was working for, we had a well-established magnet technology based on imported samarium, but the samarium extracted from the Indian resources resulted in slight changes in the process, which we did. And as your director mentioned, it is not just good enough to just stop at making a technology. We got this technology converted into a production plant in Visakhapatnam, which is operated today by IREL. And this plant is now supplying all the magnets required for our strategic applications. The moral of the story here, when you face a challenge, you learn to collaborate with whoever you need to collaborate with. You will face similar challenges in your life. Please learn that you cannot do everything yourself. Find the right partners, work together, you will be able to achieve your goal. So at DRDO, we believe that balasya moolam vijnanam, the source of strength is science. We have the firm determination to make the country technologically independent. If you have to retain your sovereignty, your ability to take decisions that you want to take, technological sovereignty is absolutely essential. And it is up to people like you, who are the future generation of this country. It is not only your responsibility, I would say it is also your duty to ensure that the country retains its technological sovereignty. So let me also now refer to Operation Sindoor. I would say Operation Sindoor was more than just a mission. It was a declaration of India's ability to stand tall through self-reliance and strategic foresight. It was a demonstration of our technological strength, because most of the weapons and sensors used during Operation Sindoor were indigenous. They were made because of the R&D efforts, not only of DRDO, but of the academia, of small industries, and the large industries working together. We are now entering a new phase of warfare. Earlier, wars were fought only on air, land, and sea. But now the domains are expanding. You have space as a very important domain for warfare. You have cyber. You have information. You have the electromagnetic spectrum where the warfares are fought. So the technologies needed to be developed are increasing significantly. And if we have to achieve our goal of maintaining our Atmanirbharta, we all need to work together. Otherwise, it will be very challenging for us to achieve Atmanirbharta with this kind of disruptions that are happening in military technology. So DRDO also is changing. As I mentioned briefly that we have 5 young scientist labs. These are 5 labs where every scientist working in that lab, including the director of that laboratory, is below the age of 35 years. And these 5 labs are working in 5 disruptive areas, such as AI, cognitive technologies, advanced materials and smart materials, asymmetric technologies, and you have seen the role of asymmetric technologies in recent warfare, where cheap drones are able to achieve significant damage against expensive air defense systems. We are looking at these young scientist labs in DRDO to act as startups within the DRDO ecosystem. We have given them freedom to interact with startups. We have given them the freedom to interact with whichever industry they want to. And we are now seeing the fruits of this model. They are able to come up with newer technologies and systems at a much faster rate, which is the need of the hour. We have also opened 15 DRDO Industry Academia Centers of Excellence in 15 prominent institutes within the country, and there is one in IIT Bombay too. We would also like these DIA COEs to become hubs for collaborative innovation and develop cutting-edge technologies and create an entire ecosystem for defense technologies similar to what MIT and Stanford created in the US. What I can say that with our vision to become a developed country by 2047, the prospects for defense R&D are very good. The government is also planning to increase the defense R&D budget significantly. Today we spend about 5% of the defense budget on defense R&D. And the Honorable Raksha Mantri has promised us that over the next 5 years, this budget will be enhanced to 10% of the defense budget. And our defense budget is also growing at about 10 to 12% every year. So the R&D pie is going to be very significant. And I would like to exhort all of you to look at a career in defense R&D. You can join DRDO or you can start your own companies and work with us closely to make sure that the nation is not left behind in defense R&D. So thus, before I conclude, I would like to say that you are embarking on your professional journey in one of the most exciting times. The world is in a turmoil, technological changes are happening. This is the right opportunity for you to make your mark. I'm sure each one of you has different dreams. But please realize that dreaming is important. But to realize your dream, you have to show commitment. Let me quote from President Kalam. Total commitment is not just hard work. It is total involvement. It is the willingness to sacrifice everything for the sake of the goal. Unquote. My dear young friends, you are the future of the nation, and your generation will lead in transitioning India from a developing to a developed nation. May God grant you wisdom, success, and true sense of fulfillment to achieve your cherished goals. And before I end, congratulations once again, and my best wishes for a very successful and fruitful career ahead. Jai Hind.
Hello and welcome back. There's a small change this time in the program. Each session we are going to start with a pledge. And after the pledge, we will proceed for photo op session. So I request Vishakha Pandey, student representative, to come on the stage and administer the pledge. And I request all of the students to please stand up for the pledge.
Students, please repeat the pledge after me. Use your own name and your respective degree. I, Vishakha, student pursuing a PhD at IIT Bombay, do hereby pledge that I will always endeavor to be scrupulously honest in the discharge of my duties as a professional. I will also endeavor to utilize my knowledge for the service of my country, for the public good, and to enhance the prestige of the institute. In all circumstances, I will strive to uphold the dignity of the individual and the integrity of the profession. Thank you.
Now the students will take pledge. I request all the students to stand up, please. And our 3 student representatives to come on the dais.
Students, please repeat the pledge after us. Use your own name and your respective degree. I, Vishakha,
I, Rishabh,
student pursuing a PhD
student pursuing a BTech
at
at IIT Bombay, do hereby pledge that I will always endeavor to be scrupulously honest in the discharge of my duties as a professional. I will also endeavor to utilize my knowledge for the service of my country, for the public good, and to enhance the prestige of the institute. In all circumstances, I will strive to uphold the dignity of the individual and the dignity of the profession. Thank you.
I declare Commencement 2026 closed.
The national anthem will now be sung. All are requested to please stand and remain standing at their places till the academic procession leaves the hall.